All right. Hey, everybody. Wow, this is, for some reason, it's really delaying. I don't know why. Anyways, so kind of spur of the moment, Saiyana speaks, which I'm slowly, okay, this is really taking me off. My camera's like slower than my movement, so I have no idea what you guys are seeing. But kind of a slightly unscheduled sort of spur of the moment, Saiyana speaks slash Kara talks. I'm kind of wanting to start to change the name of them a little bit because my real name is Kara. But most of you here know me on well, here on YouTube or Twitter as Saiyana Brief. I'm going to do my little spiel at the end for everything else. So yeah, I posted a tweet on Twitter, a tweet on Twitter earlier, like a couple hours ago, and just basically kind of saying that I was feeling very defeated and like my pride just totally took a major hit because I had to do something earlier today and kind of will continue to do so for a while here. That really, it's a major hit to the pride. I've taken great pride in that I, minus like moving back in temporarily, like between semesters, like a couple of my apartments when I was going to NIU the first time and I lived down there. I had a few places that I had to move out of a few weeks before my new apartment was ready to be moved into. So for like a few weeks, or 2008, the year that we had the shooting, I lived, well, actually the spring semester 2008, I rented a house from these people and it was a very bad living environment. They were basically abusive to each other. Like they get into physical altercations, police were called, stuff like that. So as soon as the weather got nice, I moved back to my dad's house where I grew up because my parents didn't divorce until I was like 20. Um, so then I was back at my dad's for like 3, maybe 4 months. But I've never like for an extended, don't know how long amount of period of time moved back into the house I grew up in, moved back in with either of my parents or anybody in my family or anything. Like this, I've had roommates my first time at NIU. I had 4 places while I was an undergrad. I did a year graduate school and I had another apartment then. But I lived in, yeah, 4 different, I moved every semester for a while. And I started during a spring semester too, so that kind of makes part of it. But 3 out of those 4 places, because I subleased my first semester, I should say. So that wasn't an option for the fall. So yeah, out of my first 4 places, my first 3 places at NIU, I had a roommate, and then I went over 10 years without having a roommate, and then this past year or so I've had a roommate. So like I haven't needed anybody. No, even having to go and back and accept having a roommate again so I could get out of the last place I lived in that was really, really bad and crime was getting worse and stuff. Was kind of a swallow to pride, but it was supposed to be better, I was supposed to save money and all of that, and it's very much, it backfired. I'm actually spending more money. I've actually taken a much greater hit in finances this past year, even though hours at work have been better. Just numerous reasons, my finances has taken a major hit a lot in the last couple of years. But yeah, the whole getting a roommate and having less to spend on rent has completely backfired and kicked me in the ass. So basically, long story short, my housing situation, I am looking into, and then I'll get into the main point of this video. I either need to find someone who is willing and able and super duper awesome enough to let me rent an extra room, like assuming they have an extra room, to rent, for a couple $100s a month, including my utilities, at least for the winter if all else fails. So that way I don't have to commute 2 hours to work. And otherwise, friends who are going to be totally super awesome to let me couch surf while I'm at work or when the weather's bad and stuff over the winter, since again I'd have like an hour drive each way. But that would be really, really hectic because work schedule comes out 1 week at a time. So trying to plan everything and plot stuff is not going to be easy. Like I'd be living out of a bag. I have no idea how I would do food because I would never be in a place long enough to like, unless I bought some cans of like things that didn't need to go in the freezer like once a week. I mean, I get groceries weekly, but still, this would literally be like I'd have a box of food traveling around with me all the time, and I would like be living out of my car, but I'd have a place to like sleep and use the bathroom and shower. in some ways. Like, I would just be living out of a box in a bag that would be constantly in and out of my car all the time. So that would be crazy. Especially being a girl, if you know what I mean. Um, and then when I'd have like a couple days off and the weather would be good, I'd be at my dad's house. So yeah, earlier today I informed both of my parents of the situation. I sent my dad an email and I left a voicemail for my mom after her break. So it's like, hey, you know this, but this way we don't have to discuss this right now because I really don't want to. And it was a major blow to the gut. That like I need help. I need like I literally right now cannot live on my own, financially wise. I finances aren't great right now. I mean, like I said, I've cleaned out my savings account and everything. Like I said, this just past year has just screwed me over so badly. Um, and other things, just many, many things have happened. I mean, the reason why this realization came today was I had a couple more bombs, bad news bombs dropped on me. So, um, but yeah, just sending that email to my dad about like, hey, if worst comes to worst, could I move back in and can I store some stuff here either way? Because luckily there's some room in the basement. I could hopefully store some of my larger pieces of furniture that can fit down the basement stairs to help keep. Because I'm going to have to buy a storage unit no matter what. Like, I'm not getting rid of everything I own to have to rebuy everything again. And a lot of my stuff I've had for like 10 plus years. Actually, most of my stuff I've had for 10 plus years. And I got them at garage sales and flea markets. So like I got stuff super cheap, and to get rid of it all and have to rebuy it again and probably have to rebuy it for more expensive because again, prices have gone up a ton in the past, even 5 years, stuff's gone up a whole lot. So yeah, like I looked at bookshelves, the exact same bookshelf I have like 5 feet away from me right now. I bought it on sale for like $10. You can't get those on sale for $10 anymore. You can't get them on sale for like 20, maybe 20 if you're lucky. Maybe. Yeah, my futon frame, $60 on sale at 40% off. It was $100 regular price. You can't get those for under $100 anymore. You can't. Like not even on sale, you can't do it. So, yeah, like I don't want to have to rebuy everything. I love my plate set. I mean, a lot of stuff too was my first major purchases. A lot of it was purchases with college money. Besides, I mean, I've supplied the majority of my apartment, so of my stuff. So I also take great pride in that. So I'm not getting rid of all of it. But storage units are also way more expensive than people told me they were. Been greatly misled. So, anyways, yeah, sending those messages was just like, oh my God, like I said, major hit to the pride. Felt like crap, felt worthless, felt like trash, felt like a major failure. And I'm still dealing with some of that. Like I posted that tweet partly to get those thoughts out of my head. And as I'm typing, I'm like, hey, maybe I really am Vegeta's granddaughter because Saiyana's Vegeta's grandkid. And like, because just I'm not prideful in like a boastful way, but again, like being on my own for as long as I have been, surviving working only part-time and everything for so long. And there was even a while too when I was down at school and stuff where I didn't have a job at all. So to be able to, I mean, granted that my mom paid for rent or I cash out savings bonds or, somehow though I've managed to survive like 12 years not living with a parent, and I take great pride in that. I mean, not to diss people that have had to do this. I mean, I understand I'm in your situation right now. So I get it. It's not fun. We don't want to move back in with our parents after we move out. But, I haven't been financially independent, but at least I was independent in other ways. And now like I'm not, and it sucks. And yeah, like I said, my pride took a major hit. And like I said, sort of like a Vegeta thing, because he's so prideful and everything. It's like, hey, maybe I really am his granddaughter because I relate with the pride thing. But like shortly, I need to get some water. Shortly after I posted that tweet, I kind of did some like self-reflecting or just reflecting or whatever, thinking deep thoughts. And I love that somebody's actually watching this. It's kind of cool. I don't normally get live viewers. I didn't even advertise I was posting this live. So it's just doing live video is much faster than recording the audio, going back and editing it. So, I mean, this one would have been easy just to slap a couple pictures onto, but it just live's easier. And I waited until stuff got quiet outside. I had them mowing the lawn, a train coming through, a siren because I don't live too far away from a fire department, and an airplane all at one time like 20 minutes ago. It was crazy. Normally that doesn't all happen at one time. So let's see, but yeah, but then I got, like I said, I was reflecting, and I did end up retweeting the original tweet, and I added a little comment with it, but it's like I feel like this needs more in depth than that, because like it was totally running over, and like I don't want to make this like 2-3 tweets long, because those messages don't always link up for some weird reason. But like I said, I got thinking and like reflecting. It's like, you know what? There's plenty of times where, like, again, I came into Dragon Ball Z like right before the Buu saga, like the other world martial arts tournament, pretty much right after Cell Saga ended. So I got to know Vegeta a little bit, and then he sacrificed himself to Buu, like the Buu saga though. That's pretty much my first major saga of the entire Dragon Ball franchise. And wee hands. And it's like, you know what? That's one great example there, because there's the Vegeta's Respect, or where that episode's called. I mean, it's not the Atonement one. It's not where he blows himself up. But, he admits, that like Goku, is the better fighter. He's the one who has to defeat Buu. He can't, like, Vegeta admits that he can't defeat Buu. It's got to be Kakarot. It's like, you are the best Kakarot, or whatever the line is. I wanted to clip it in here, but I'm not sure how to do that if I would have made a video. Not live video. And so like I said, that's just a good example, of where Vegeta has to swallow his pride, or in like anytime they fused, whether it's been in Super, whether it's been in movies, since I don't want to give away movies to people, Broly's been out for almost a year. It's been out on DVD for almost 6 months, almost 5 months, like 4.5 months. You guys should see it by now. But I still don't want to give away spoilers for people. But when they fuse in Dragon Ball Z, when they fuse in movies, when they fuse in Super, Vegeta's never thrilled with the idea. Where Goten and Trunks are like, "Yay, let's fuse!" Vegeta's like, "I don't want to do this, Kakarot, no." But he always ends up swallowing his pride and doing it anyways. He's got his pride, but he's always willing to set it aside to do what he has to do in order to save the earth, his family, his friends, etc., which I guess is probably pretty much all that he really cares about. And in a way, that's sort of what I'm doing as well. I'm kind of swallowing. I know what I have to do in order to survive, and also hopefully too. I mean, if it comes to it and I'm crashing on people's couches, I may offer to shoot them some money for letting me do that. Sorry, I'm roasting crumbs on my bed. It's driving me nuts. And if I move back in with my dad, I'm definitely going to help pay utilities, because utilities are going to go up, because I'm another person living there, and they both work full time. My dad's gone a lot during the day. His girlfriend's always at work during the day. So I'll be home a lot more. I'll be there a lot more. So I'll be watching TV, and, utilities are going to go up a little bit at least. I'm also going to get really cold in the winter, because my dad keeps it. Crap. I just realized there's no central air there. My dad's really good at just not running it when no one's home, and I can't do well in heat. So I'm going to have to get out of there by summer. I'm going to like bake. I cannot be in a 90-degree room. I will get sick. Sorry, just literally realized that now, because it keeps it colder in the winter, and it's a lot hotter in the summer. So I'll have to get out of there by the summer. But anyways, so sorry, my feet are underneath my laptop, so I move my feet. You get moved. But yeah, so it's like I kind of got thinking about it's like, having to admit defeat sometimes might feel like it's the end of the world. It definitely feels like it sucks, because it does. Having to swallow your pride and stuff, it's not easy and it sucks. But sometimes, like, it's necessary. It's what you have to do, maybe temporarily, in order to like bigger and better things move on to, have them happen, whatever, in the long run. Like, again, if I do have to move back in with my dad, or even if I am hopefully finding somebody who will let me rent out a room, like I said, even if it's just for this winter, I'm still going to give them money, of course. It'll be a couple $100. No offense to my dad, he's probably going to get a little less, just because my mom currently helps me pay my rent, and part of my issue is she's not able to help me as much, which I totally get. I mean, I actually hate that my mom has to help me, so she's probably not going to help me pay for anything if I'm living at my dad's house, because just, divorce and all that wonderfulness. But if I live with somebody else, my mom hopefully will still help me out. So I'll have to subtract that money that I'm still hoping my mom will be able to pitch in, decreasing the amount, but still having her help out a bit, just so, I'm not ripping people off if I happen to live with them. But I'm going to give my dad some money for bills and stuff too. So But hopefully I will be able, whatever the situation comes to, I will be able to save some money. I mean, one problem, of course, with if I move back to my dad's is my dad is about an hour each way away. So I'll have like a 2 hour commute to work. So that really sucks. But like, especially when I work like a 4 hour shift, it's going to really suck if I'm driving half of the time I'm at work to get to work. Although it's always been a thing of mine, you should be at a place at least twice as long as it takes you to get there. So, like, if your round trip is 2 hours, you should be at the place for at least 4. So that sort of does work, but it also sucks because I'm not going to be able to do practice on Tuesdays unless I work before that because I'm not going to be able to use the extra gas. And yeah, it really sucks. Yeah. So hopefully that's not going to be what has to happen, but hopefully, long run short, reeling it back in, long story short, hopefully whatever ends up happening for my housing will eventually actually have me save money, like actually have me save money this time, not like living here has backfired on me. But, if I pay $300 a month to somebody who lets me rent a room for them, they're making extra $300 a month. That's less than my rent right now. And that would be including utilities. So, that either way should, even having my mom not pitching as much money, hopefully it'll help me to save money. I say hopefully because, like I said, I got to put a lot of my stuff in a storage unit and I'm not finding them for as low as I thought, but I'm also not sure how much I can get at my dad's house, depending on if I rent a room from somebody and who it is and where and everything depends on maybe what I'll take with me. Cause like if I rent from somebody who say for some reason has a bed already, I don't need to take my bed, which would actually suck because it's more crap to put in a storage unit. If I move in with somebody who's got, completely empty room, a little bit of storage space, I can not only take my bedroom with me, but maybe some other stuff too. Cause like I have some of my crafting things and, my art stuff luckily fits in a box, like a little portable box, but, like my candy melts, I don't want to put those in storage. I also don't want to get rid of them because I'm going to buy more eventually anyways. And I like my candy molds would be nice to have with me so I can always make that stuff when I need to. But anyways, bringing it back in. So yeah, just kind of long story short, again, who's ever watching this, thank you. Because there's still this one, it says there's one person that has been watching me like the majority of this video, which is 17 minutes long. So that's really cool. I haven't said anything, but it's still cool. Thank you for watching, person. Oh, there's 2 now. Ooh. Of course, when I'm ready to wrap things up. But yeah, like I said, it's just kind of a cool comparison and a way to once again bring Vegeta into stuff. Just, because like I said, there's times that he has to, even though he's so prideful, I mean, he still calls himself the Prince of all Saiyans, even though that totally does not apply to anything anymore. I mean, he's like the oldest of all the Saiyans, but but he says that because it's a pride thing for him. It's a pride and an honor thing for him. And sometimes pride and honor and whatever else I titled this video, sometimes, it gives us strength to keep going. But at the same time, maybe sometimes being defeated does too. Maybe swallowing your pride is actually, sorry, I thought I heard someone. I wasn't sure if my roommate was home or not. Maybe sometimes, swallowing your pride and admitting defeat is actually the stronger thing to do, the braver thing to do, the right thing to do. Because, it's one thing I pride myself on is not needing help a whole lot. I mean, even with my health issues, I've had, once again, when I was living by myself, I've had some issues too this year too, but this year, like when I messed up my wrist for a couple of weeks and I couldn't even write or draw and typing was really difficult for weeks. Or I was sick at New Year for like a week. My roommate didn't help take care of me at all. It was one thing I was hoping with a roommate was like when I had an energy low or I was, I've had times where I was sick enough or I had no energy because I'm hypoglycemic, that I basically had to like crawl from my old apartment. Luckily, I lived in a very small apartment. My last place was like 560 square feet, but I would literally like darn near crawl from my futon in my living room to my kitchen and, find something that didn't take very long to eat. I mean, I've had times where I've been, I want to say sick enough, but I haven't had enough energy. Like I can't stand up while toast is toasting in the microwave. Who puts toast in the microwave? Toast, like I'm making toast in the toaster, like you're supposed to. And I would not be able to like stand up straight. Like I have to lean over the counter. I'd have to like sit down in a chair while it was toasting, and that's like maybe a minute or two. I don't know. Actually, I've never timed it. But I'm not gonna use my toaster anymore. I love my toaster. I'm very weird. I really like my toaster and my microwave, and I'm very sad that I've thought of probably not being able to use my toaster for a while. Also, not getting rid of those things because they're super nice and they're awesome. But yeah, so hopefully, like I said, with me, kind of swallowing my pride, admitting my defeat, my financial defeat, hopefully it'll lead to better things down the road. Because I mean, like I said, I've said it somewhere before. There's no way I am going to. I have been trying to raise money to move to Texas for actually, it's only been a couple months because I wasn't supposed to have to worry about it, and then I had to worry about it. My financer, my sponsor. Let's go with that. My sponsor, the person who was going to pay for my move, bailed like September, like 2 months ago. Their situation changed. They forgot about it and stuff. So like, I totally understand. But yeah, like I went from not having to worry about paying for it and just working over the year on building myself up on Twitter, attempting to build myself up here on YouTube, which really hasn't been going that well, working on my art and my drawings and my series, working on my work that I want to work on eventually and get hired by, companies in Texas to do full time. So I got my name out there and I got known and stuff. And then, yeah, the finances went away. So I'm like, oh, crap, which is actually really hilarious because my plan was to move in like mid-end October. And now I'm moving in by the end of October because I can't afford a place to live. I don't know what I'm doing. And that's very scary and very terrifying. But like I said, hopefully whatever my situation ends up being, it'll allow me to actually save up money and hopefully, move to Texas. I have also decreased my amount of money as well. I went down from having 6 months of rent on with me when I go down there to only having 4 months. I've cut down some other finance things I wanted to pay off or pay down, or things I wanted to like getting my car worked on. I scratched a lot of that stuff. So now I'm looking at like $6,000 to $7,000 because that's still 4 months of rent, including the first month, including deposit, the actual move itself, which is $2,000, a little bit of bumper room. Wasn't much. Where's my phone? Let's figure this. La 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 la. All right, I figured because I know about what is affordable down there. So that number times 5. Oh, hey, literally $6,000 is 4 months of rent plus the deposit being 1 month rent. So basically 5 months of rent in the move. So actually, yes, that does not leave me any bumper whatsoever. So possibly, well, probably 7,000 is really good. But I had a friend a while back who said that she would pitch in $1,000. So it leaves me like $6,000 or more dollars to make. I just don't know how to do that because my car was like $7,000 and I'm paying, $133 a month for 3 years. Actually, I'm paying $4,000. Sorry, after my deposit, and it's taking me 3 years. So if it takes me 3 years to save up over 3 years, if it takes me 3 years to pay off, well, I don't know. That's interest stuff. I don't know how car loans work, but it can't take me that long. So if you guys want to help me out getting money for survival at this point, also to help me move to Texas to have a life. Long story short, if you don't know the story, follow me on Twitter, check out previous videos. I talk Facebook. You probably know me somehow. Ask. But ways to help me out. You can check out my stuff on Patreon, patreon.com/Kara B, the letter. Writing, Kara B writing. It's $3 and $5 for the 2 tiers that I have set up. So, and again, once I get Patreons, when I get people, subscribing to it, I'll post more often because I'll have a reason to. Right now, I really don't, which is kind of dumb in a way. It's like I post more stuff, maybe people will read it, but they have to read it first. So anyways, there's that. There's the PayPal me thing. PayPal, is it just paypal.me? paypal.com/me. I'll link it down below, but it's like however the PayPal me thingy works. It's like paypal.me. I think it's just that /nerdy birdie Kara. Kara, Kara, nerdy and birdie, both ending with a Y. That's really my money maker things. I'm selling stuff. If you know me in person, hit me up. I'm selling a ton of my stuff because I need to downsize. Because the one thing's just free donations. I'd rather make it earn it somehow, but I will take donations. because I can't do this by myself. Also swallowing pride with that too. But otherwise, you guys can check out my cool stuff. Like I said, check out more here on YouTube. Also, a downside, if I move back in with my dad, I definitely won't be able to do my YouTube videos as much because I will be very, very limited at when I'll have the quiet and the privacy to do it. Like, yeah, like even maybe probably actually more limited than I am right now, which sucks because I can actually work on stuff. I don't know, just yeah. My dad doesn't also have as good internet connection, so that's also going to hurt me. But yeah, YouTube's going to take a hit, even though I don't post on here non-live very often anyways. But yes, so you can check out more of my stuff here on YouTube. I actually do have a lot of recordings, and I just got to get everything put together. You can check out my writing on Patreon, patreon.com/caribbeanwriting. You can follow me on Twitter at Saiyana Brief. And there's also my Facebook Dragon Ball page. It's still going, guys. Got to be over a year. I think we're getting close to a year and a half now, actually, old. So that's facebook.com/justsaying4716. I am not the clothing people. I just post about Dragon Ball. So actually, I got to get the post up for Fan Art Friday today because we started Super September. We're starting with the super characters this month. So starting off with Beerus this week. Whis is going to be next week. So, all right, that's it. I need to go do things because I am not getting half of what I was going to get done today done. So thanks for watching, especially this one person. It says I still have this one person watching. If you've been watching this like the majority of this time, you are so super duper awesome. So that's all I got. I'm going to eventually go back and link my links here at the bottom. But yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for watching, guys. And I guess, like I said, just if you're ever feeling really down and defeated and, your pride's taking a major hit, one, think of Vegeta, because again, all the times he's had to do that and it's actually resulted in, the earth being saved. But also, kind of think about too, like I said, maybe you're like Vegeta and maybe, by admitting defeat, admitting you need help and, swallowing your pride, that's actually really could be a sign of strength because maybe it's going to lead to better things down the road. And of course, admitting you need help is always good because even as much as we like to be independent and not need help from others, there's still times that we just do. So anyways, thanks for watching this. Take care. And as always, peace. Bye. I don't know if this actually stops recording, so I'm just going to keep waving and pushing end stream and it's not ending. Yes, I want to end the stream. Bye.